Okay, let's just get right into it. For years, all we've ever heard about careers is that you have to keep climbing the ladder, right? But here's the reality. Not everyone wants to keep climbing. So today, we're talking about something different, the strategic art of stepping down. And more importantly, how to write the resume that actually makes it happen. First things first, if you've been thinking about a move like this, I want you to know you are so far from being alone. A recent survey found that almost half, a full 46% of professionals over 50 have seriously considered stepping down from a management role. And look, this isn't about failing. It's about burnout, it's about being sick of the politics, and it's about wanting to get back to doing the actual work you love. And this really gets to the core of it. The decision to downshift, it's valid, it's common, and honestly, it's often a really smart move for your life. The problem is that your resume, the very document you've spent decades crafting to scream, "I'm a leader, I'm climbing," is now actively working against you. The decision is fine. It's the resume we have to fix. So here's our game plan. We'll start by talking about just how normal this is. Then we're going to dive deep into the 4 biggest hurdles that pop into a hiring manager's head. After that, we get tactical. We've got 3 powerful strategies: repositioning your story, dealing with the money question up front, and making your future boss feel comfortable, not threatened. And we'll wrap it all up with a concrete action plan you can knock out this weekend. All right, first we have to put ourselves in the shoes of the person reading your resume. You know that word overqualified? It's usually just polite HR code for a bunch of very specific fears, and we need to tackle those fears head on. So these are pretty much the 4 horsemen of the downshifting rejection. First, your resume might get tossed by an automated system before human even sees it. Second, they're going to assume you want way too much money. Third, if you don't give them a reason, they'll invent a negative one for why you're applying. And finally, let's be honest, they might worry you're coming for their job. These are the barriers we have to break down. This slide just nails the communication gap, doesn't it? You see this as a smart, strategic choice for a better life. But the hiring manager? They see a flight risk who's going to get bored and leave. You see your incredible experience as a huge asset. They might see a potential threat to their own authority. It all comes down to this. Your current resume speaks the language of ambition, but they're listening for stability and collaboration. Okay, so how do we actually fix this? It starts with fundamentally changing the story. This is not a fall from grace. It is not a descent. This is an intentional, deliberate career redesign. And your resume has to tell that new story with absolute confidence. And we do this with 3 really specific moves. First, we're going to completely rewrite your professional summary to address the transition directly. Second, we have to strategically de-emphasize the high-level executive scope of your most recent jobs. And third, we're going to elevate your hands-on practical skills right to the very top of the page. Let's look at a concrete example, because this is where it gets real. The before summary just screams, "I'm a big shot executive," right? It's all about leading divisions. But the after summary, it's a masterpiece of repositioning. Notice the key phrases. Transitioning from to. That signals clear intent. Hands-on, that tells them you want to do the work. And committed to long-term contribution, that line directly attacks the flight risk fear. And this whole strategy goes way beyond just the summary. You're not trying to hide your senior title. You're just shifting the emphasis. So instead of 6 bullets about managing huge teams, cut it down to 3 and focus on specific, hands-on achievements. Then, and this is a big one, you literally move your skills and certifications section above your work history. This immediately reframes you as a practitioner first and a manager second. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room, money. The assumption that you're going to cost too much is probably the single biggest reason your resume gets tossed in the no pile. We can't just hope they don't think about it. We have to neutralize this objection before it even has a chance to kill your candidacy. We call this tactic the salary preempt, and it's not about being defensive, it's about being proactive and strategic. It's a deliberate set of moves to show them that you understand the market rate for the role you want and that you are completely aligned with it. You're taking control of the money conversation. And here are 4 really practical ways to do it. You can, and probably should, address it right in your cover letter. When an online application asks for salary expectations, you put in the range for the target role, not your last salary. You've got to scrub your resume of any language about managing huge P&Ls or bonuses. And you can provide a simple, authentic reason like you're seeking more sustainable work-life integration. It's honest, it's relatable, and it just makes sense. So the final piece of this puzzle is all about the human dynamic.
Think about it. The person hiring you is probably a director or a senior manager, someone who on your old career track might have reported to you. Your resume has to make them feel secure and excited to work with you, not like they're accidentally hiring their own replacement.
This slide shows just how powerful tiny word changes can be. Instead of saying you directed a project, you partnered with the team. Instead of oversaw, you contributed to. These aren't weaker words, they're smarter words. They signal a collaborative mindset. You're communicating, I want to be a partner in the trenches with you, not a shadow CEO. You also have to show this, not just say it. Go through your bullet points. Make sure at least half of them describe work you personally did, not work you delegated. Highlight our recent course or certification. This is huge. It proves you're still learning, that you're coachable, and not just coasting. And definitely include examples of mentoring or supporting teammates, which shows you empower others rather than just command them.
So we've covered all the strategy, the why and the how. Now let's turn all this theory into a concrete, manageable project that you can genuinely knock out in a single weekend.
Okay, here's the plan. Saturday morning, you tackle that narrative rewrite, draft a few new professional summaries. Saturday afternoon, you do the experience recalibration, reweighting those bullets and moving your skill section. Sunday morning is all about the salary prep, researching the market rates and writing those preempt statements. And then Sunday afternoon, the most crucial final step, you read your new resume through the eyes of that hiring manager and ask yourself honestly, would I hire this person? Do they seem like a fantastic contributor or do they feel like a threat? And hey, when you get to that final review step on Sunday, if you want a kind of objective second opinion, tools like Past2Scan can be super helpful. Their AI can actually analyze your resume and flag those subtle overqualified signals, helping you make sure you've perfectly calibrated it for the job you actually want. So as we wrap up, I just want to leave you with this one question. This whole process, it's not about stepping back. It's about stepping into a career that is designed by you, for you. It's about choosing to have an impact over having endless meetings, choosing execution over oversight, and choosing a life that actually fits your priorities now. So what will that intentional choice unlock for you?